Hello everyone, good morning. Welcome to PMP Exam Preparation Webinar. On behalf of Safe Fast, welcome all of you to this webinar. Before everything, let me introduce myself and share my presentation. This is Adel Ali Askari, your presenter in this webinar. Let me introduce myself. I have Bachelor of Science in Industrial Engineering and Master in MBA. I got my PMP certificates in 2010, and I have another certificates from the PMI, the Certified Agile Practitioner or PMI ACP. Also, I'm authorized PMP from the PMI, and I certified as the Prince 2 practitioner from the UK Excellence, another standard for project management from the UK-based institute. I have some certificates regarding the Agile project management that issued by the Scrum Institute, including the Professional Scrum Master or PSM, Professional Scrum Product Owner or PSPO, Professional Agile Leadership or PAL. Also, I have certified as the Safe Scrum Master or SSM. I have been working for more than 19 years as a project manager and PMO manager, and in parallel, as a personal interest, I have conducted hundreds of the training courses, specifically in project management, PMP exam preparation, and all of them focus on project management. And it's a great pleasure to have you all in this meeting. We are going to talk about the PMP exam preparation. What is the PMP exam? What type of the question you have to be expected during the exam? How you have to provide yourself for the exam study plan, and also we are going to review the safe fast offers for the PMP certificate aspirants. Let's start and open the discussion with some questions. Please answer this question by you. What is the difference between the project, program, and portfolio? Do you know it, or this is the first time it is new for you that you heard about the portfolio and program, and what is the difference between them? What is the difference between the agile and waterfall project management? You may heard about the waterfall, but what is agile project management? What is the meaning of the CPI and SPI in earned value management? How we should respond to risk with high probability and high impact, and what the Scrum and Kanban means. If this type of the question is rare for you, or you are familiar with them and you are interested to know more about them, the PMP exam preparation is an opportunity and a slot for you to learn about the project management knowledge, to extend your knowledge on project management, and also to get a certificate, to get certified and to earn a globally recognized certification on project management. Let's start the discussion by defining the benefits of the PMP certificates. Why we have to get the PMP certificates? At first, you will enhance your career opportunities. If you have a search in the LinkedIn job search by the keyword of the project management professional or PMP, you will find more than thousands of the jobs that requested the PMP certification to award the opportunity to you, because this is the globally recognized certified, and every people that make sure that you know the listings or the foundation knowledge of the project management. Also, you will be recognized as an experienced professional, and you will join a community of the project managers globally. You will speak the right language. It means that you know the right answer of what is the type of the project management, what is the difference between the portfolio program, and you have the global knowledge and standard knowledge about the project management. For sure, you will learn new skills in any level of the experience, in any level of the knowledge. If you attend in this training course, I'm sure you will learn so many things and the knowledge that is new for you. Because if you work on the waterfall and for the predictive project, you will learn from the agile project management. And if you already work in the agile environment, you will learn about the predictive project management. You will enhance your knowledge during this training course. You will probably, I cannot guarantee that, but you will probably earn more money based on the survey that published by the PMI. The PMC certified earn at least 25% more than the people who doesn't has the certificates, and you will demonstrate your dedication to project management. Let's go to the next one and introduce the PMI Institute. Sorry, I told you that this certificate is issuing by the PMI. PMI is the abbreviation of the Project Management Institute. Their website is pmi.org. I will show you a demo from their website in during this webinar. This institute established in 1969 and working for more than 55 years till now. They are focused on the project management knowledge and publishing and establishing the standards for the project management. They must recognize the standard is the Project Management Body of Knowledge or PMBOK that is issued in 1996. And as a custom and as a regulation, they will update this standard every 4 years. But anyway, this institute is issuing this PMP certificate and attested that you are familiar and have the basic knowledge of the project management. Also, they will evaluate your practical knowledge of the project management. It means that this is not type of the question that you memorize something and answer the question. Most of the question is the case-based and case studies. They will face you with the scenario and ask you about your reaction or response to this scenario. It means that they are evaluating your application of the project management, not only memorization of the project management. Anyway, this institute has so many other certificates and also so many other standards regarding the project management. But based on the fact sheet that they published regularly, this is the fact sheet that I copied from their website. And that fact sheet showing the statistic of the certificate holders all around the globe. They told that at the moment, more than 68,000, 100,000 of the people is the member of the PMI, and the number of the certificate holders is showing here. You can see that more than yes 4.5 4.2 people has the PMP certificate at the moment. More than 1.2 million people at the moment has the PMP certificates. You can see the number of the other certificates holder. For example, based on the statistics, the ACP holder is 4,800,000, more than 4,800,000, and you will see the other certificates and their number. The things that I want to convey to you at this slide is that the PMP exam is a serious exam, and you have to study and you have to prepare yourself for this exam. This is the tough route. Everyone knows that you have to study a lot, but it is not impossible. More than 1.2 million people got this certificate before you, and you can join this committee and join this club after having the preparation and study enough. It is not impossible. For sure, it is possible. And by a plan, you will join this committee very soon and hopefully after the training courses. Let's have a look on the PMI Institute and their publication and the most famous publication of the PMBOK standard. As I told you, this institute started from 1969 with 55 years of the experience. They started to develop the standards for the project management. They have the three main pillar standards. The standard for project management that called as the Project Management Body of Knowledge or PMBOK, the standard for portfolio management, and the standard for the program management. They have so many other publications, the practical standards about the risk management, earned value management, standard for scheduling, the templates for the project work breakdown structure, and so many other publications you can find in their website. But anyway, globally, the project management. Then let's have a look on the evolution path of the PMBOK. And if you want to study about the project management in your main material in any situation would be this standard is published in 1996. As a custom and regulation, they will update the standard every 4 years. Why they update the standard every 4 years? Because they want to reflect the change on the industries. You know, the PMBOK is not the university standard. It's not written in the library or in the isolated environment. They ask a question from the project managers all around the globe, and they want to gather their lessons learned and their template for the project management. For example, they didn't sit at the library and start to search about the project management in the books. They asked a simple question from the project manager all around the globe. The simple question was that how you want to manage your project, or if you are managing your project, which aspects do you manage? They asked this question from the people in the US, in the Europe, in Asia, and every corner of the world. And they gather the lessons learned from every people all around the globe about the style regulation and the type of the project manager. For example, if I want to ask you how you manage your projects, what aspects of the management have you considered in your project management? You may answer me such as, for example, I have to manage the time of the project. I have to manage the cost of the project. Also, the human resource is another important aspect for me. Another person answered that I have to be care about the risk of the project. Another person told that we had lots of the problems in our procurement and supply plan and the vendors. Then the PMI gather all these ideas from the practical project managers all around the globe and publish the first standard of the PM BAC. It was published in 1996, and this is the reason that I told you this is the practical standard, not a library or isolated, the standard that is created in the isolated environment. Because of the change in the business and change in the global environment, they review their standard every 4 years. Then in 2000s, the second version of the PM was published, and they continue discussing in for 2004, 2008, 2013, and 18. And as the latest version, they published the seventh version of the PM in 2021. You may heard about the drastic change from the sixth to seventh version of the PM From the initial version to sixth version, the PM has the same structure or skeleton. It means that they divided the project management into the 10 knowledge area. In the initial standard, it was 9, but in the fifth and the sixth version, they added another knowledge area for the stakeholders. And anyway, we had a little change in the number of the knowledge area, the processes, and something like this. But the general skeleton of the standard keep fixed. But from the sixth version to seventh version, we had a drastic change. They completely changed the regulation, the title, the chapters, and the format of the standard. And this is a drastic change. I will back to this question why they had a drastic change between the sixth and seventh version. And for the PMP exam, my friends, if you want to study for the PMP exam, both of the versions of the sixth and seventh is still valid, and you have to learn about both of them. In our practical training course, we will have and we will convey all the information from the sixth and seventh version to you, and you will have the knowledge, and you will learn about both of the standards. And another standard that you have to study for the exam, the standard for agile project management. Anyway, please keep it in your mind that your main material for studying in project management or PMP is the standard for the project management or PM BAC. And for the exam, you need to have the knowledge from the both of the sixth and seventh version of the standards. What is the eligibility criteria if you want to register for the exam? What is the prerequisite? Generally, the PMI divided the people to two categories. The first category is the people that has the bachelor in any field of the university studies. No need, for example, to have the bachelor in project management or in engineering. If you show them and if you send them any bachelor of science or bachelor of art, or generally the 4 years degree for the university, they will accept and belong you to the first category. And the second category is the people who doesn't has the university degree or they have the higher school certificates. Anyway, I'm sure all of you is belonging to the first category. Then let me focus on the criteria of the first category. By having the Bachelor of Science or Bachelor of Art or anyway have a university degree, you need to send them and issue 4,500 hours of the experience, okay? 4,500 hours of the experience. It is not to be the project manager. It's no need to claim that I have managed this project. If you work in any project, in any role, for example, when I got my certificate in 2010. I didn't work as a project manager, but I was project planner. I claim my project planner experience as my experience in project management. And also, it is 4,500 hours of the experience should pass and should cover 36 months of the experience. Roughly or simply, you need to claim that you have worked for 3 years in project management field. You can work as a project engineer, project support, project procurement. You can work as the designer or anything. And also, you can claim for any type of the project. There is no limitation, for example, to have the experience in the big scale project or construction project or anything else. Just you can claim that I have the experience of 36 months or 3 years, and I have these projects, and you have to have an explanation about your project in one paragraph, in 3 or 4 lines. You have to experience what you have done in the project and etc. Then this is the first requirement for be eligible and sit at the exam. You have to claim you have experience in project management. The second criteria is the formal training on the project management for 35 hours. If you pass the PMP exam preparation, the certificate will issue for you and you can cover this requirement. And the second requirement will be passed. Then the only thing that you need is that you have to provide and you have to gather your work experience and claim online in registration form in the PMI website. I will explain for you how you can register and how you can send your application to their website. In the exam, you will face and you have to answer 180 questions in 230 minutes, a bit more than 3 hours. You have to answer 180 questions in 230 minutes. And you have 2 short breaks for 10 minutes. It means that you will start to answer the questions for 1 hour or 60 minutes. And at the end of these 60 minutes, you have a 10 minutes break. Then you will start another 1 hour or 60 minutes, and you have to answer another questions in these 60 minutes. Again, you have 10 hours, it's only 10 minutes for the break. And in the last part, you will answer the question for the last 1 hour or 60 minutes. And when you start the second part or second round, you don't have the access to the question answered in the first round. It means that you have to finalize your question in each part, then you can go to the next round and next part. The exam takes 3 hours with 10 minutes break. You have to answer 180 questions. The passing score is not clearly showing by the PMI, but based on the experience and based on the passing score and the statistics, we know that you have to answer between 61 to 69% right. The passing score is fluctuating between 61 to 69. Roughly, we consider it as the 70 percentage. The passing score is the 70 percentage, and you have to answer at least 170 questions right out of 180 questions. Then this is the complicated and compressed exam. You have to make yourself ready to answer lots of the questions under the pressure. You have to study and you have to be prepared for this exam. But as I told you, don't forget that more than 1.2 million people got this certificate, and you can join them easily after the enough study plan. Okay, let's go and understand the enrollment process. It's very important for you if you are new in the PMI and you have not familiar with the regulation. At first, you have to create your PMI account. Let me show you the PMI website. I already loaded the PMI website. This is my dashboard because I already had the profile in the PMI website. This is their address, pmi.org. For registering in their website and create the account, this is free of charge. No need to pay anything. Just need to enter your name, your email address, and the address. And they will send you a confirmation email. After confirming your email address, you will have your dashboard and account easily. Then the first step is doing by you very simply, create your PMI account. The second step is to complete and submit the online application. You have to provide enough information about the work experience and also for the training hours that you have passed. My friends, pay attention that the work hours doesn't need any certification. Just you have to claim them online. At the first step, no need to provide any certificate or certificate of proof. Just claim that I have passed these, for example, experience in project management, and you will fill the forms in the website and application. If you come here in the certificate parts, you can find the available certificates, and the most famous of them is the PMP. Let me bring the PMP, yeah, the Project Management Professional or PMP. You will go to this page. I already got these certificates and I cannot submit my application for this one, but just to show you, after having this one, this is the explanation about the exam. As I told you, 3 to 5 years of the experience in 230 minutes, you have to answer 180 questions, and the exam is available in 16 languages. Then you will send the application and you will fill the forms. At the first step, after submitting your application, they will review your requirement. If you pass the enough experience and if you have the 35 hours or claim the 35 hours, in 2 or 3 working days, you will receive a confirmation email that you are eligible to sit at the PMP exam. And your eligibility is valid for 1 year. After passing the criteria, you are eligible to schedule your exam in 1 year. If you pass the 1 year and you don't schedule your exam, it means that you have to start the application submit again. You have to claim your experience, your education, and etc. And you will get the 1 year validity for sitting at the exam after the review steps. But by the minimum chance, you may select it for the audit process in the second step. What is the audit process? The chance of the choosing for the audit process is 1 out of 1 million is chance. Then if you choose to audit process, don't panic and don't fear that. Just need to provide a proof of the certificates for your training or proof of the certificates for your work experience. Proof of the certificates for work experience doesn't include the letter from your company and organization. Just they will send you a form and you will fill the form with your experience and just need to sign by your manager. And you can submit and sign by your manager. Unfortunately, these days you will send this form via online submission. But on that time that I got the exam, you have to mail it and post it physically to the branch in the Pennsylvania of the US, and it took more than 2 weeks to receive by them and confirmed by them. But this day, fortunately, you can submit it online and you will receive again the confirmation in less than 2 days or 3 days. Then you will pass, if you have the requirement, you will pass the second step easily. The third step is that wait for the confirmation. As I explained for you, you will receive the answer in 2 or 3 days. The fourth step is that complete audit materials if you are audited. The chance of the choosing for audit is very low. You may step and tackle the fourth step and going to the fifth one. The fifth one is the pay the credential fee. I will explain about the cost. Then you have to prepare yourself for the exam and schedule and sit at the exam and pass the exam. For the seventh step, you have to know that the exam is available in online version and also in the center version. In online version, you can sit from your home or your office and you can answer the question. This is the online protected exam. It means that via your camera of the laptop, someone is monitoring you. Before online exam, I passed my PMI ACP via online exam. Before starting the exam, you have to pass the check-in steps. What it means, someone call you via your cell phone device and he or she asks you to turn on your camera. After turning on your camera, they requested you to round the camera. They want to check the corner of the room. Your room should be empty. It means that no one else is allowed to be in your room. And you have to close the door of your room. Your desk should be clear from anything. You have to clear any paper, any books from your desk. And also you have to show them your passport or ID card. The passport and ID card to show that you are the registered person. And after having these steps, they started to the exam for you. And while you are answering the question, the people is monitoring you via your camera. It means that you are not allowed to talk with anyone during the exam. If you do that, the the monitor person stop the exam and hint you. If you look at the right or left for the line time, they will stop you. If you look top and bottom for the line time, they will stop you. And you are not allowed to leave your seat. You have to sit on your seat and answer the question till the first break time. This is the monitored version of the online exam. The second type of the exam is attending in the center. And I'm sure you have the center in the UAE and in the KSA. In the center exam, all things is prepared by the center. You will go to center, they will give you a computer and a facilitated environment. The environment is quiet for you, and also you have to empty your pockets. You are not allowed to bring anything with yourself, and you have a stable internet connection as well. It means that you don't have the risk of the unstable you are out of the unstable internet risk. Uh, Generally, if you are easy to go to the center, my advice to you is to choose the center instead of the home or office. But both of them are good, and you can pass the exam easily via both of them. Then let's explain the fifth step, the credential fee. How much you have to invest to get the PMP certificates. There are two modules for paying for the PMP certificates, for the PMI members and for non-PMI members. If you want to be the PMI members, you have to pay 129 US dollar. It is not free of charge. And what is the benefit of being the PMI member? In addition of the low cost for the PMP exam and all other exams, you have the access to download the standard from their website. For example, if you come here, this is my PMI website, and goes to the resources, I have the access to the standard, PMBOK standard or any other standard. I can download them free of charge. Their standard is not free. You have to pay to download the standard. But for the members, it is free of charge. You can download all the standards, and this standard is protected with your password. It means that after downloading them, you cannot share the PDF file with anyone else because it is coded with your password code with the PMI. You can share it even you want to share your password for the PMI website for any other one. Anyway, you have the discount for registering in their meetings, in the global conference, and everything else. You have to utilize your membership. If you are the member of the PMI, the cost of the exam is 405 US dollar. Then your general and total investment would be something 555 US dollar. And the second module is for the non-PMI members. You have to pay 555 US dollar, the same cost without having the membership of the PMI. Then again, my advice to all of you is that you have to pay the same amount of the money. Then please, being the member of the PMI, to utilize the membership benefits, then register for the exam. If you fail in the exam, you have to repay for receipt in the exam, and the pay of the receipt at the exam is less than from the first or initial try. Again, it's divided to two modules of the PMI members and non-PMI members. For the PMI members, you have to repay 275 US dollar. For non-PMI members, you have to pay 375 US dollar. Before going to next part, just let me check the chat box. Is there any question or not? Because I'm focusing on my explanation. Sorry, my friends, just a quick look on the chat box. We have the question and answer part at the end of my presentation, but just want to make sure that no question till now. Okay, thank you very much. Let's continue to the next explanation. We want to understand the type of the questions, which questions we have to expect to face during the exam. The PMP exam content outline is drastically changed in 2021. And based on the new and the valid exam content outline, the norm and the bottom of the questions divided to three categories. You have some questions from the people part, and 42% of the questions comes from this part. You have to answer the questions about the process of the project management. Half of the question comes from this part, and the minimum categorization of the business environment, including percentage of the question. You have half of the question, or 90 question out of 180, and half of the question comes from the agile question. But what is the predictive and agile? Let me explain this one for you. If we look at the project management knowledge as a spectrum, we have two sides in this spectrum, the project management, I mean. In one side of the project management, we have the projects that we know their scope. Scope means the deliverable of the project, the things that we are going to provide as a result or product for our customer. The things is clear for me. If the things is clear for us and we can plan and define the scope of the project in advance, we call it as the predictive project management. What it means, for example, based on the experience, we know how to create the power plant. We know how to construct the bridge. We know how to construct the roads. Such a this project is already done by the experts. We are familiar with them. We know their steps. We know which steps should take at first, and after that, which step should take. We know how to construct the power plant and such a these things. Then we can define the deliverable and scope of this project in advance. After having this scope, we created the plan of the project in advance. We create the plan of the A to Z point of the project. Then we call this such a this project as the predictive project management or waterfall project management. In waterfall project management, the project manager and project management teams try to finalize the plan in advance and keep the level of the change as much as minimum as possible. They will prevent the change. They will try to implement the project based on the prepared and agreed plan. We know that every project has the change, and the change is an inevitable part of the project. But the things here is that after any change comes to us, change of the cost, change of the time of the project, change of the deliverable, or anything else, we start to plan the remaining parts from the point of today till end of the project. And in every second and in every step, if someone asks us, what is your plan to deliver this project? We have a document to show them this is our plan for the project. This type of the project called as the predictive project management or waterfall. But we have some other projects, specifically in IT business, in research and development business, and also in marketing business, that we don't know what is our deliverable and we don't know the scope of the project. We started the project with an idea, just an idea in our mind. For example, let me take an example. Look at your cell phone device. I'm sure all of you has an application to take a taxi, such as Uber or something like that, Uber in your application. In the first day that the person wants to create this application, they didn't know anything about the scope of the project. Just they have an idea in their mind. Is it possible to take the taxi by my cell phone instead going to the road or to the avenue and take the taxi? Is it possible? How we should find a taxi? I don't know. How we should pay the taxi fare? I don't know. how we should clarify the start and end point. I don't know. How we should showing the route. I don't know. Just I have an idea in my mind. If you ask such a this question, let's go ahead together step by step and clarify the misunderstanding and the misinformation and gather more information. We call such a these projects that we cannot define the scope of the project in advance or the level of the change standing in the highest level as the adaptive or agile project management. This is the type of the question that you have to expect in the PMP exam, both from the predictive project management and adaptive or agile project management. And also we have the combination between the adaptive and predictive that called as the hybrid project management. And my friends, back to my initial question, why we had a drastic change from the sixth version of the PMBOK to seventh of the PM version of the PMBOK, this is because of this spectrum, predictive and adaptive. From the first version till fifth version of the PMBOK, there were a comment that was true about the PMBOK that the PMBOK is not the global standard for project management. The PMBOK is the standard for predictive project management. They didn't cover the adaptive project management. They had some sentences in their fifth standard about the agile project management, but they didn't cover the knowledge for sure. And they accepted this comment and criticism. Then they started to have a drastic change and restructure the standard from the 6th to 7th version. They try to cover both sides of the predictive and adaptive project management. And this is the reason of the drastic change in 7th version of the PMBOK. And after having the new version of the PMBOK that cover both of the waterfall project and agile project management, they changed the PMP exam content outline in 2021 because the PMP should reflect the standard of project management. If you change the standard, then you have to revise the questions in the exam. In the initial version or before 2021, if you want to answer the PMP questions, just need to understand the sixth version or waterfall project management. But after the drastic change in the standard, the agile and hybrid added to the question content. And you have to answer at least half of the question from the agile and hybrid project management. This is the reason that I told you we had a drastic change in the standard, we had a drastic change in exam content outline, and you have to learn so many topics and so many things about the project management in the preparation training course. Let's go and have a few questions. Before that, let me explain the type of the question that you have to expect in the exam. There are five type of the question. The first one, or almost all of them, is the multiple choice. It means that they will give you a question with 4 or 5 options, and you have to choose only one of them. And almost all questions is the multiple choice. The second one is the multiple correct. It's harder than the previous one. For example, the question asks you, they will give you 5 options and you have to choose both of them correct to get the point of this question. If you choose one of them right and one of them wrong, you will miss the score of this question. Another one is the drag and drop. Rarely you will see such a this question. You have to matching the left one with the right one. Fill in the blank is another type of the question. You have a sentence that has the blank or empty part. You have to choose from the options for the blank part. And hotspot question like this graph. Yeah, I don't have the graph here, but they will show you the graph and they will ask you about the depiction and the question from the graph. My friends, as I told you, in a PMP exam question, you rarely have the direct question from the body of the standard. They want to estimate your deeper understanding of the project management. Then almost all the question is the situational. They ask your understanding of the project management. And many questions are creatively designed to test your understanding and practical application and abilities simultaneously. Let's review some sample questions. I know you don't know anything, or you may experience, I'm not sure, about the project management, but I would request you to answer in the chat box. I have the chat box beside of myself and checking that. The first sample question is that, what are the rules about the length of the sprint? Maybe you don't know what is the sprint, okay? But just for your understanding, in the agile project management, we divided the project into the short period of the time. This short period of the time is planned by the team, and this iteration in the one of the agile methodologies that called as the Scrum, this iteration called as the sprint. Then, very simply, the sprint is the iteration of the short time, and they ask you about the duration of this short time. The answer A is 1 week, B 2 weeks, C between 2 to 4 weeks, and D up to 12 weeks. You can write down your option in the chat box, A, B, C, or D. Box. The answer is C. We have 5 questions here. Please answer that. My friends, we don't have the negative point in the PMP exam. Then, in the real exam, if you don't have any idea about the questions, choose by chance. Don't leave them unanswered. Choose by chance if you don't have any idea. The second question is that, yes, Mr. Mrs. Amna, sorry. Second question, which of the following is not pestle factor? The pestle factor. Maybe you don't know what is the pestle, but it stands for, if I says that it stands for what, I will answer the question. Just let me read the options. A, legal, B, effectiveness, C, social, and D, political. This is the tools and technique for evaluating the environment and knowing the enterprise environment of the project. Political. Mrs. Amna answered for and choose for political. If you want to plan the project, you don't want to do it in the isolated environment. We are doing the project in the real world, okay? Then if you want to plan something in the real world, you have to understand your circumstances. To know the circumstances and the environment of your project, one of the tools and techniques is to doing the pestle analysis. Pestle stands for political, economical, social, technical, legal, and environment. Then the effectiveness is not one of them. The answer is B. This is out of the pestle evaluation. The third question, just want to get familiar with the type of the question. I didn't expect you to answer it correctly. The third question is one of the long question. And as you can see, this is the multiple choice. It's told that you have to choose 2 out of 5 answers. The question asks us, you will cover during the evening of the public meeting. What contractual considerations are important as you select the security firm who will provide the goods? The question says that you have to choose 2, and if you have to choose both of them correct to get the point. The first one is cost reimbursable contract, B, or second, fixed price contract, team contract, completion contract, cost plus incentive fee contract. It may be more difficult rather than the previous one. My second advice to you is that if in the real exam you see the long sentences question, or the question is tough and hard for you, don't lose your time. Go to the next question and you will back to the unanswered question if you have enough time, because you have to manage your time as well. You have to answer 180 questions. Then you have to manage your time. If you don't have any idea at the first glance or the question is long sentence, leave it and go to the next question and you will back to the question after a while. Let's go to the next question. Please answer the fourth question. The next one is the last one. Chris has joined ABC organization as a project manager. The project team members do not report to Chris. They report to engineering and accounting departments. Which type of the organization structure best represents ABC style of functioning, sorry. A, balance matrix. It's asking about the type of the organization. It's asking about the type of the organization. Balance matrix, a strong matrix, functional organization, and project types. A, B, C, D. C, functional. Generally, in the functional organization, we don't have the project manager. The questions told that the Chris is hiring or hired as the project manager. Then the C cannot be the answer. In functional, we don't have the project manager. And the people didn't report to the project manager directly. It means that this is not the both of the project types and strong matrix, the people or the project management teams reporting to project manager directly. Then the only available and right answer is B, or a strong matrix. And the last question for this part is that who is allowed to change the sprint backlog during the sprint? Again, it comes from the agile part of the questions. Who is allowed to change the sprint backlog? Maybe you don't know what is the sprint backlog or anything else, but the answers or options is that Scrum Master, product owner, the development team, and product owner, and the development team. The answer is C, the development team and the product owner. My last question from you is that how many questions out of these 5 answered by you correctly? Please write down in the chat box. How many questions answered correctly? Please share your idea. Okay, my friends. Another part is that you have 10 questions in the exam that you have never seen anything about them. In any level and at any level of the experience and studies, you will see 10 questions in the exam that you never heard anything about them. Then don't panic and don't confuse and don't lose your self-confidence. This is very regular and it's happened for all the peoples. And after having the exam and pass the exam successfully, the PMI send such a this report for you in 1 day. After 1 day of the exam, they will send you the report of the exam result by your email address. If you pass the exam, they will send you a congratulation email and you will have the evaluation of your status in such a this graph. For example, this person stands somewhere here above the target. This is the report that you can receive after the exam from the PMI. And if you want to continue your certification, the PMP exam is valid for 3 years. It means that after 3 years, your certificate is going to expire. But fortunately, you don't need to sit at the exam again. You have to just keeping your certification by sending the PDUs. What is the PDU? PDU is the Professional Development Units. You have to claim the PDUs in your account and in your profile in the PMI website. And just to show them you are continuously earning the knowledge and studying and working in the project management. Submission of the PDU is free of charge. You can claim your PDUs in three categories of way of working, power skills, and business acumen. For example, if you read any book, you can send it and claim it as the PDU. If you attend in any webinar, you can claim it as the PDU. If you are experience anything in your work and in your organization, you can claim it as the PDU. You need to reach 60 PDUs in 3 years. And truly speaking and frankly speaking, you can complete it in less than 6 months. Okay? Then don't worry about the catching and gathering the PDUs. If you attend in any training courses based on the hours of the training course, you can claim the PDUs. And the next thing is that to keep your certificates valid, you have to pay another cost to the PMI. For the PMI members, you have to pay $60 in each 3 years. And for non-PMI, you have to repay $150 to keep your certificate valid. As I told you, I got my PMP certificate in 2010. It means that 14 years ago. And I renew it 4 times, as far as I remember, 4 times till now. There is no worries and no need to fear about the catching the PDUs and resubmitting and renew your certificates. My friend, before going to the question and answer parts, just I want to, last but not least, I want to have a brief explanation about our offer in the Save Fast for you. At first, we can guide you about your registration process after the course. You can contact my colleagues in the Save Fast. They will instruct you how we can help you to register for the exam and also for the training courses. We can offer you the package. We have lots of the package, but our package, including the instructor training and the student learning material. Also, you have the full access to the PMI real question and the mock question and mock test. It is very important for you if you want to prepare yourself for the exam. You have to pass lots of the mock questions and mock tests. Your real progress will happen after having the mock question and mock test. I didn't remember that. When I made myself ready to sit at the exam, in my first mock test, my score was 35 percentage, and the passing score is 70 percentage. It means that I was half of the scoring pass. But after repeating the mock test, you will see your progress drastically. Then it is very important to have the access to the mock test, and we will provide the mock test for you. Also, I told you the main material for the P is the 6th and 7th version of the PM bug and another standard for the agile practitioner, that all of them included in our package, and the PMI registration process guide for the PMP registration is another service in our package. You can visit our website to see another package. We prepared lots of the package for you. And so you will receive a follow-up email after this meeting to receive your feedback on this session. And whoever registered within 24 hours after this webinar will receive 5% of the discount on our training courses. Thank you very much, my friends. I'm going to go to the question and answer parts. If you have any question, I'm at your service. You can write down your question in your chat box, or you can use your microphone to ask me your question. Any question, I'm at your service. Any question, my friends? Okay, if you have no question, I have to thank all of you for attending in this webinar. Please don't forget that to visit our website to see our offer package and another things that you can get from our website. And my colleague is ready to answer your questions anytime. Thank you very much, my friends. Have a good day and hope to see you again in another webinar. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, dear Adil. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Adil. Thank you everyone for attending this session. We will be sending you a feedback link in the chat. If you have 5 minutes, please visit the link and fill it so we know what to expect for next webinars as well. Okay?
Yes, for sure. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Adil.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a good day.